The quiet hum of a suburban London neighborhood drifted through the open window of a neat semi-detached house. The weather was mild, clouds moving lazily across the sky, and a breeze stirred the lace curtains in the living room. Inside, however, the atmosphere was anything but breezy. On the sofa sprawled a 20-year-old boy, tall but lanky, with a mop of brown hair that fell across his forehead. His white t-shirt was slightly wrinkled, his blue jeans faded at the knees, and his socks mismatched. He held his phone close to his face, scrolling endlessly, thumbs moving in practiced flicks. Now and then he chuckled at a video or typed a short reply, but otherwise, he ignored the world around him. The room bore signs of his neglect. Empty crisp packets and fizzy drink cans cluttered the coffee table. A pair of trainers sat kicked off near the rug. The sink in the adjoining kitchen was piled high with dirty dishes from the night before, and the rubbish bin overflowed, its lid half open from takeaway containers. He had been asked, repeatedly, to take the bins out, do the washing up, and run a small errand for his father that morning. He had done none of it upstairs. The steady creak of footsteps came closer. His father, a tall, broad-shouldered man in his late 40s, descended the stairs. He wore a checked shirt tucked neatly into dark trousers, his sleeves rolled halfway up his forearms. In one hand, he carried the Post, sorted into a tidy stack. His expression was calm but set, the kind of quiet sternness that carried more weight than shouting ever could. As he reached the living room, his sharp eyes took in the scene, the overflowing bin by the door, the mess on the table, the son stretched lazily across the sofa as though none of it mattered. His jaw tightened. "You were supposed to take the bins out last night," he said evenly, placing the letters on the mantelpiece. The boy didn't look up from his phone. "Yeah, I'll do it later. You said that yesterday." His father's voice was firmer, though still calm. Finally, the boy glanced up, smirking. "It's not the end of the world, Dad. They'll still be there tomorrow." The father exhaled through his nose, folding his arms across his chest. His checked shirt pulled slightly at the shoulders, a reminder of the strength he carried even in stillness. "And the dishes? The errand I asked you to run this morning?" The boy shrugged, tossing his phone onto the sofa beside him. "I forgot. It's not urgent." That casual, dismissive tone was the spark. His father stepped closer, his shoes firm against the wooden floor. He stood tall, casting a quiet authority. "You're 20 years old," he said, voice steady but edged with iron. "Not 12. But if you're going to behave irresponsibly, you'll be treated like someone who hasn't learned better." The boy sat up slightly, incredulous. "Oh, come off it. You can't be serious." His father's eyes narrowed just a fraction. "Stand up." The boy blinked. "What for?" "Now." There was something in his father's tone that left no room for argument. Reluctantly, the boy got to his feet, adjusting his jeans with a scoff. "This is ridiculous." But before he could finish his protest, his father moved. With surprising swiftness, he reached out, gripping his son's wrist and shoulder, not roughly, but firmly enough to guide him back down. The boy stumbled, laughing in disbelief, as he found himself pinned against the sofa cushions. "Oi. Dad. What are you doing?" His father leaned slightly, the corners of his mouth twitching with restrained amusement. "If words don't work, perhaps another method will." Before the boy could wriggle free, his father's strong hands dug suddenly into his ribs. The reaction was instant. The boy exploded into wild, helpless laughter. Dad. No, no. Stop, haha. He squirmed frantically, his white t-shirt bunching as he tried to twist away, but his father had him trapped. You think chores do themselves? His father asked calmly over the storm of laughter, his tone instructional rather than angry. His fingers moved with precision, sliding under his son's arm to tickle his underarm, a spot he knew was unbearable. Dad, have please. I'll do it. I swear, the boy gasped, his legs kicking against the sofa, his blue jeans creasing as he thrashed. His laughter rose in pitch, tears forming at the corners of his eyes. His father remained composed, methodical, as though teaching a lesson in a classroom. He alternated on his stomach, ensuring no escape. Responsibility isn't optional, he said. You live here, you pull your weight. Ha ha ha. Okay, I'll take the bins. I'll wash the dishes. Just stop, the boy cried, his voice cracking with laughter. His cheeks flushed red, sweat gathering at his hairline. After a minute more, his father finally relented. He stepped back, releasing his son and straightening his checked shirt, which hadn't shifted an inch in the tussle. The boy collapsed against the cushions, panting, wiping at his face with the hem of his white t-shirt, still laughing weakly. That was a torture, he gasped between breaths. His father raised a brow. Was it effective? The boy gave a half-hearted glare, though his lips twitched with a reluctant grin. Maybe. Good. Then you've learned something. His father crossed his arms again, posture firm. Now prove it. Take the bins out. Wash the dishes. Then we'll consider this settled. The boy groaned dramatically, dragging himself to his feet. His jeans sagged slightly at the knees, and his hair was a sweaty mess, but the spark of resistance had gone. Fine, fine. I'll do it. And this time, he did. Within an hour, the bins were emptied, the recycling sorted, and the sink cleared of dishes. His father sat in the armchair with the newspaper, occasionally glancing over with quiet approval. When it was all finished, the boy slumped back onto the sofa, exhausted but strangely lighter. He shot his father a playful look. You know, you're the only dad in Britain who disciplines his 20-year-old by tickling him half to death. His father smirked over the top of the paper. Sometimes laughter works better than shouting. The boy leaned back, stretching his sore arms. For the first time in weeks, he felt a shift, a strange mixture of relief and responsibility. Later that evening, without a word from his father, he carried the rubbish out again before bed. This time, he didn't need to be reminded.